little B-roll stuff. I see you up there. I see you. I see you. Listen, I got one name for you. Mark Cavendish. Oh my goodness. My man said, I'm not done. I am so freaking excited about this. I'm glad that he's going to race another season. I think it was terrible. Terrible how his season ended last year or this year at the Tour de France, man. It was like freaking heartbreaking. But for him to say it's not over, he's not done, he's going to come back, I'm really looking forward to it. And if you missed it, right, this year when he raced, did you see his kicks? The Mark Cavendish kicks, them joints was fire. Listen, I'm going to pull them up for you real quick so you can see these dang on shoes. Oh my goodness, look at these joints. These joints is fire. Oh my goodness, the gold is extra dope. I'm really, really feeling these dang on shoes, man. But anyway, yes, Mark Cavendish, glad you're getting ready to come back. I can't wait to see you next season, man. Rest up, heal up, train up, and let's get to it. So now, I'm going to talk about some bikes, right? Everybody's releasing these new bikes. And I got probably some unpopular opinions, but I'm just going to tell it like it is, right? My boy hit me up and he was like, dude, did you see the new Elves bike? I said, yeah, I seen it. He says, man, it's like a budget tarmac. Stop it, bro. Stop it. You reaching. You're reaching far and you're reaching hard. Tarmac, the bike is going to do its thing, but it is not a tarmac, man. I'm not going to sit right here and let people talk about the Specialized brand like that. It's not a tarmac. I'm just going to leave it at that. I've been down the Elves road. This is my own personal opinion. It's not a tarmac. And I'm just going to leave that right there and then let whoever do whatever they want with that information, right? Another bike. Pinarello dropped a new bike, right? And Pinarello, y'all reaching too, bro. I see exactly what they're doing. I don't know if you've seen this bike. I'm gonna throw it up here so you can look at it. And it looks crazy to me, man. I'm not feeling it. It kind of reminds me of the Trek Madone. I kind of see where they're going with it. I think it's very gimmicky. I don't think Pinarello needs to do that. In my opinion, like, Pinarello makes a beautiful bike with their little asymmetric design. They make a beautiful bike and they do it well. They don't have to do anything else. Like, Pinarello is just going to be Pinarello. I think they're fine if they just do what they do. But this, I don't know who was on the marketing board, who's on the design board, who's drawing up this project. I'm not feeling it, man. And it's one of the things like, will it grow on you? Maybe for some, but for me, I don't think I'm going to be feeling it, man. It's like when I first seen the Trek Madone, when I seen the 2023 Trek Madone, the first time I seen it, I was like, yo, that's dope. Like, Trek got that right. They hit a damn home run with that dang on design. When I seen that bike was fire. I was like, that is dope. Now, the way the design was, some people had some questions about it, with the ISOFlow and how the seat masses or the seat post is kind of floating in there. But the design itself, can't no one say that's not a fire-ass design, man. But Pinarello, I think y'all reaching, man. I think y'all just need to chill out a little bit. Just stick to what you've been doing. I think y'all been doing it well. I mean, y'all got the fire TT bike too, the Bolide. Y'all don't got to go down that road, man. I'm telling you, this is me putting your hand on your shoulder. This is me putting my hand on Pinarello. So it's going to be all right, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's okay. It's okay. Just keep doing what you're doing. You ain't got to change nothing, right? Now, a bike that nobody's talking about. I haven't seen anybody talking about it. I went down to my local bike shop talking to my boy, the neew Bianchi. Man, the neew Bianchi, I can't lie. I think it's pretty dope, man. I'm gonna pull it up and put it on the screen, right? With the neew Bianchi, I can see where they took some of the design from the Ultra and they kind of slimmed it down and redefined just a few different parts of it. And it looks great now. This is a good looking bike. I'm interested in this bike. And looking at the price points of these things, they really don't look too expensive. Of the colorways that they have on the site, the one I like is this one right here. It's kind of like the chameleon purple with the black that fades up. That looks good, man. That looks good. That is a good looking bike, man. And like I said, some things that you may be like, you got to look at it for a while and it kind of grow on you. When they came out with their the aero bike, the I want to say it's the Ultra or whatever, right? That bike still hasn't grown on me. I still think that's an ugly bike. I still think it's an ugly bike. Now, there's a guy around here, he be at the local group rides. He actually has the bike. And I will say this, that bike looks better in person, but it's still not really doing it for me. But it does look better in person. But this new joint, I don't know, man. I'm kind of feeling it. This joint is kind of hot, man. I would consider this bike, especially with the price point, right? So with all these bikes, right? I'm gonna say this, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree with it. We are at a point where it seems like R&D, everything is kind of merging together. A lot of the bikes are kind of all looking the same to some extent. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think people are kind of sticking to the brands that they like, the brands that they have history with, that they got a good rapport with, and they kind of go on with that. But all the bikes are kind of starting to look alike, in my opinion, right? I think what's going to really push bike sales for whatever brand, and I don't know who will adopt this first, but these bike brands should get to a more a la carte system. A la carte system and custom paint. That is going to be, I think that's where the sales are at, man. If I could buy a bike and say, these are the wheels I want on it, this is the drivetrain I want, because like, for example, my next bike build, right? This is what I want. I got my ARX wheels. I want to run Shimano Ultegra Di2 12-speed, and I want a quart power meter. If a company could give me that from the company, that would really persuade me to go to that brand. And then custom paint. A lot of these bikes are all kind of looking the same. Everybody wants their own paint job. And one of the things that sucks is like, for example, I've been looking at the Trek Madone frame set, the SLR 9 joint, right? If I get the frame set, the 800 carbon run, they only sell it in the all black. And I personally don't want an all black bike, or at least not the Madone, right? I would want to get it painted. Now, if I buy that frame for $4,500 and I go out and get it painted, which I consider doing, it voids the warranty. I'm not feeling that, man. I'm like, if y'all not going to offer custom paint, you shouldn't penalize me or tell me my warranty is void because I want it painted. Now, I get it, depending on who paints it, they might sand it too much and all that other good stuff. But if you go into a reputable paint person, they're not going to mess it up. But for them to say it voids the warranty, the actual dealer, the manufacturer, I mean, it kind of shoots you in the foot, man. Now, there are some companies who do offer custom paint. And I think the cheapest one out right now is, and this is just some of the research I've seen, Factor. If you go on Factor's website and you are building a bike, whether you're getting a whole bike or you're just getting a frame set, you have the option to get it custom painted. Now, if you get it custom painted, it only costs you $500. I think that's very, very reasonable. I wish Factor had more options as far as like different paint schemes, because if you are familiar with the brand Ribble, if you go to Ribble's website and you want to buy one of their bikes and build it, and you want a custom paint, they got a lot of options. They got a lot of colors. You can go like matte, you can go gloss. They have like the gradient with like the fade. It could be from top to bottom. It could be from left to right. They got a lot of options. The only thing that's like, I say is a bad thing about the Ribble, for one, they're in the UK. And even after you order the bike and they send it to the States, you got to pay those import fees. And from what I'm seeing from forums and other videos, people are saying like them import fees may be another like 5, 6, maybe $700, depending on where you at. And I'm like, dude, for another 500, $600, I mean, I could get a Factor bike and that pretty much pays for the custom paint. So, I mean, it just kind of depends on what you want. But I think the big brands need to get to a full a la carte bike build scenario. If you could just go to the website, say, this the bike I want, these the wheels I want, this the crank I want, this the paint I want, that is what's going to drive sales. Because if somebody wants a tarmac, they're going to get a tarmac. If somebody wants a Madone, they're going to get a Madone. I think everyone kind of has an idea of what brand they kind of like or what they kind of want. But the thing that really just going to drive that extra sale is how they build the bike. And the majority of guys that I know that are riding these high-end bikes, top-end bikes, most of them, they're building the bikes anyway. They just get the frame set and build it up how they want it, because how it comes from the factory or from the manufacturer, it's not how they want the bike. They want to change something on it. So I really think I would like to see those big brands get to that. If that's something Specialized could adopt or something Trek could adopt, I think that'd be really dope. I think they'd get a whole bunch more sales. And even the additional cost that may come for a higher end component or a different component or a different set of wheels, I think the customer will pay for that, because there's nothing like buying something, not even bike related, buying something that you want and it's exactly how you want it. And as soon as you get it, it's ready to go. I know a lot of people that will pay for that. I'm one of them people. If I get the product, whatever it is, and it's exactly how I want it, soon as I get it, it shows up and it's ready to go. Dude, you cannot put a price on peace of mind. And knowing it came from the manufacturer, and they're going to give you a warranty on everything how it is, and there's nothing else you got to do. That's where the future of bike sales needs to be. I don't know. If you agree with me, let me know. And if you don't, let me know. But that's all I got for y'all, man. This is Robb Armstrong. Hey, if you are liking the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. And that's all I got for y'all. I'm out.
To the floor, to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up. Break you in and break you out. In the end, we gon' make a child. Then we gon' hit the show. Part 2, we don't need no pause.